What's up, pushers? It's yo pusher. So, anyways, guys, today we actually have to talk about, like one artist, one rap artist that has been doing the most, especially this year. This year he's shown why he has to be considered one of the greats. I have been following his work for the past 7 years. I discovered him very late. So like I really like talking about it. I really like his music, and my friends and I, we always listen to his music. Like every song, album he's dropped, we've always tapped in. So to let's keep you in suspense, the artist I'm talking about is Joey Budman Badass. Ooh, damn, boy, damn. Nah, I can't lie, man. I can't lie. Shout out to Pro Era and Capital Steez. R.I.P. Steez. So Joey Badass was one young artist that came into the game when he was 17 years old. Imagine that. Where he dropped this amazing mixtape called 1999. That mixtape, it has its own old school taste, old school vibe. It's giving like Illmatic and different like boom bap albums. It's basically focused around boom bap. Bro, like 1999 till this day, it's just like fine wine. I can't lie. Like people who have not listened to that album have to start tapping in, bro. So, anyways, guys, I first wanna give to tell y'all how I came about discovering Joey Badass. I had this one friend of mine. He used to plug me to hip hop. And when he plugged me to hip hop, that's when he plugged me to Joey Badass. He plugged me into when Joey Badass dropped his first album before the dollar signs. Yeah, if maybe that's not how it's pronounced or whatever, but before the dollar signs is one album that's how I got co-signed to Joey Badass. But so yeah, before the dollar signs, I actually knew 3 songs of the entire album, which was Christ Conscious, Devastated, and Like Me. Those were literally the only 3 songs I knew. And then fast forward into high school, I found out that there was this hun that actually listened to Joey Badass. Bro, she was tapped into Joey Badass. So I was I was so embarrassed, bro. So the fact that I claimed to know Joey Badass, but there's someone who knows Joey Badass music more than I. So I had to, bro. I literally had to fly home and do my homework about this nigga. So I came about listening to the album, to literally the entire album. Now, before the dollar signs, I listened to the entire album, and mind you, this was probably 2-3 years later, because around 2017, I moved on to high school. So that's when, imagine, 2 years later, I decided to listen to the Niggas album, which is probably the most embarrassing thing to admit to. So I listened to the album, when I finally listened to the album, guess now who loves Joey Badass? And then luckily, thank God, that same year, Brody decides to drop an album. Boom! All American Badass. Oh, which was one of the best. Second best. Actually, let me put it as, like, in my opinion, as a second best protest album. After To Pimp a Butterfly. Because, like, it kind of had the same theme as To Pimp a Butterfly. So, I had to, bro. That's when I actually discovered who Joey Badass was. And then, in the next year, was it the same year or next year? I don't know. I think it was in 2018. Yes, in 2018 when Triple X, R.I.P. When Triple X dropped his album, which was, if I'm not mistaken, which was this album? The one that had Infinity 88. Question mark. Yes, if I'm not, yes, question mark. Yes, question mark was the one that had a Joey Badass feature. So now, obviously, by the time in 2018, most teenagers that time used to listen to X, and now that Joey Badass was on the album, Brody got co-signed as well to show why he is one of the greats. Brody hop on a track with this young nigga, and these three niggas went back and forth. Yes, damn. Now I'm into no. That album, that feature actually in that song in that album for me was a standout. That was the standout moment because I did not expect X to go back and forth, to keep up with competition. Brody rapped. What the fuck? Yes. So, okay, now I became a Joey Badass supporter. Everything Brody dropped, I hop onto. Even when the time he was acting in Grownish, bro, which was one of the wildest moments ever. I did not expect Brody to hop on that many episodes on Grownish. And then I feel like that showed how much versatility Brody can maneuver through the industry. Even with him appearing on Power, the Power series. Damn, not gonna lie, Brody killed that part. He made sure he lived up. He lived up to that expectation, my guy. So, bro, fast forward, in 2022, this is my final year of high school, and Brody announces, 5-year long hiatus, 5 year. Brody announces that he's going to drop an album. Boom. And then he announces that he's going to drop an album on the 17th of June. But eventually he decides not to. And then I'm confused. I'm come on now, dog. But luckily he eventually dropped the album. Now, let me be honest. This part, I have to be honest. At first, guys, I did not receive the album that good. 2000, I did not receive the album very good. Because, it had some not some sleeper moment, but some filler songs. You feel me? At first, it did not hit me the way, because I was expecting 1999 Joey Badass. It's really like 1999 mixed with like some 2015 Before the Dollar Signs album. You feel me? So I was expecting that Joey Badass, but eventually, bro, like we as listeners have to come to the conclusion that artists have to evolve. They cannot stay on the same sound forever, because if they do, you know, some people are not gonna enjoy the music. You know, like some people are not gonna enjoy the music just as much if they keep hopping on into the same sound. So yeah, well, like I said, I was expecting like 1999, 2015, you know, like that starving Joey Badass. But Brody had to, like, I mean, at first, when he hopped on into the music scene, he wanted to show why he deserves a spot in one of the greats, right? And then fast forward 10 years later, in 2000, I guess in a way he has proven, you know, he's proven why he has to be one of the greats, you know. But like for me, and then like in low key, the 2000 album felt like a braggadocious album for me, because like it was more like, I'm associating with Puff and Hover, you know, blah 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 and shit like that. But then, whereas in 2012, Brody was like in songs like Waves, Brody was like, yes, you feel me? So I literally just found like what I've been looking for, especially like the line where he said, it was like, so that's what I do. Became an MC master. Since then, it's been a disaster for you and your favorite rapper. Go ahead, ask them, who is Joey Bad? Wash him, gasp, asthma. Damn, that's so sad. Like, you feel me? Like, those are like starving Joey Badass. Like, that was like peak Joey Badass. Like, I can't lie, that was his peak. In my opinion, that was his peak. But like I said, eventually artists have to evolve, guys. Like, I'm sorry, like, I understand where they come from. You know, like, they can't hop onto the same theme, same sound, same everything as the previous day. Like, you know, like you literally can't repeat what you did the previous day into the next day. So that's what Joey Badass was more about. Like, it felt like a nice sequel to the mixtape, but it felt like a bad sequel. You feel me? In my opinion. No hate to the guy. No hate. But yeah, you know, so now that, you know, he, like, this year in 2025, he hopped on into like a rap battle with Daylight and Rayvon, you know, with some assistance from CJ Fly, his homie, you know. Yeah, like, it was nice. I can't lie to you, like, that entire rap battle, that whole back and forth, low key, it felt like, you know, like in the 90s when it was the East versus the West Coast, you know. Like, I'm so glad that we get to experience this in this day and age. Like, thank God for that. Like, yeah. So, you know, like, yeah, so him going back and forth with Rayvon and Daylight, you know, like, he showed why he can be one of the greats, you know. So I guess we should consider him as one of the greats, because, like, Brody, sure, he had like a 13-year long career, but from what 13-year long commercial career, you know. So from what we can see, Joey has to be one of the greats in this generation. And then my friends and I, we've been talking about this ever since like before it even came out, where we've speculated that Joey Badass might have a secret beef with Kendrick Lamar, because like every year Kendrick Lamar, except for last year, every year that Kendrick Lamar has dropped an album, your boy Joey Badass has dropped an album. So I personally think he sees himself as personal competition with Kendrick Lamar, because that's why it was valid for him to be like what you call it. That's why he said on that song, the first song of the beef, the rap battle with him and Rayvon. What's the name of the song? Yeah, but he said, too much West Coast dick licking. So he felt like the West Coast has been getting praised for like carrying like the hip hop name, like, and then like if we were to like look at like West Coast rappers, like I guess West Coast rappers like are so commercially successful, like if we were to look at like NWA, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, you see like all of them, like they're from the West Coast, whereas I wouldn't say that the East Coast has been like overshadowed, but in a way it has, because like if we were to look at like, okay, let me say in this generation, I'm not gonna go back in the 90s. So like in this generation, in the West Coast, we had like, there are artists like Kendrick Lamar, Absol, basically let me say TDE, and then with like a few like YG, like The Game, Nipsey Hussle. Basically like they would be considered to carry the West Coast rap name. Now if we were to look at the East Coast I wouldn't say has that many representative, because in the East Coast, who do we have? A$AP Rocky, Joey Badass, okay, Pro Era, but that's pretty much it. I wouldn't say that's pretty much it, but commercially, that's pretty much it. The people who had to represent New York or the East Coast, you feel me? So yeah, man, like I guess that's why he had to crash out and be like, yo, bro, fuck the West Coast, it's the East Coast now. Like, yeah. So nah, man, like Joey Badass has to be considered one of the greats. Yeah, I'd probably say one of the great rappers. Yeah. And Buffet too. So that's pretty much what I've brought you today. Pretty much what I wanted to talk about. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I also want to start putting at least like artist recommendation, at least like at the corner of my screen. I might pull one up right here at the corner of my screen. But yeah, like actually the artist I'm gonna recommend, you guys should like tap into, because like he's still like underground, like he's an underground abstract rapper, and he's based in South Africa, but yeah, man. Okay guys, peace out, pushers.